Hey everybody! Today we are talking about what it's like to run a business together as husband and wife.
And to stay married and raise your children
Yeah.
with a company.
It's a lot. So first of all, let's tell them a little bit about Loom Journals. We started a company with two other friends of mine, Kim and Tasha, and we created a journal company. Right now, the one that we have out is a parent-child journal. Our next product is actually coming out next month. But right now, we're so excited. But right now it's a parent-child journal. And we took a year to put this together and make it unique and really powerful. So there's a parent side and a child side on every spread in the journal so that you're journaling together. So it's not just about recording milestones and memories, it's about documenting your relationship and strengthening your relationship as you journal together. So there's activities and prompts throughout the entire journal that will help you grow closer together as a parent and child and help your kids open up about things they might not open up about verbally.
The other really cool thing about the journal is it's not just for mothers and daughters, it's also for fathers and sons, or fathers and daughters, it doesn't matter. I think I'm not a journaler by nature. I didn't grow up handwriting in a journal. I've gone in spurts a little bit, and I've also dabbled in the electronic side. But I will tell you, the most motivational thing in the world is when my 6-year-old son would bring me the journal on Sunday mornings when he says, "Dad, can we do our Loom Journal?" To me, that was really special.
It's just been a cool way to connect with our kids in a way that's fun for us too, because it's really nice to have something that I enjoy doing and that's fun for us, but it's really fun for them, and it's just a really meaningful way to interact. So we became majority owners in February.
That was right when our product got in, based on our Kickstarter campaign, which went really well. And then since that time, I was at a full-time job. At that time, we didn't know how it was going to go, but we knew we needed to jump in with both feet. And that was kind of the first really difficult decision, was how do we jump in and try and run a company if I'm full-time somewhere else? It's really hard to do. Not that you can't do it, but we just felt like we needed to give it a shot. And certain things lined up with my work to help me make that decision to say, hey, let's jump, let's go for it. And so we started to plan for that, and we spent a couple of months really trying to set up the processes that would make it possible for me to go. And at the end of May, I finally left the job I was at to help run it full time. So for the last, 3 months, we've been side by side, working every day. It's been awesome. I think it's been very difficult at times, but it's also been an amazing experience.
Yeah, we've learned so much, and it's been so rewarding, even though it can be really stressful and overwhelming to run a company and to have your family's financial welfare depend on you in that way, which is new for me. I mean, I've always worked and I've always helped contribute to our family's finances, but not in this big of a way. It's been a new sense of overwhelm for me, but this experience has been so incredible for us and so good for our family. I think it strengthened our marriage. I think at first we went through a little time where it was a little tricky for our marriage.
Yeah.
But we had to work through that and figure some things out, and we've come out stronger. We're still learning a lot, but there have been some really clear lessons for us in running a business together, and we just want to share 3 things that have really helped us in running a business and also keeping our marriage and family thriving. So number 1 is clearly defining our individual roles.
And I'll say that I think the number 1 question we get from people is, what is it like to work with your spouse? And our answer is, we just clearly define the roles, right? And it works well for us.
Stay in our lanes.
Kimberly is creative genius. She'll do everything on the creative side and social media side. Not that I don't participate, but if there's ever a decision that needs to be made on the creative side, it's like, you make it. And where I'm a little more analytical, right? I handle more of the business side, the back end, some stuff like that. So I think the major roles in our company are very well divided. Of course, in almost every decision we make, there's crossover, and we have to talk to each other. We have to be, and I think most of those conversations go well working together, right?
I'm okay to let him make the big decisions on, the finances and our projections, and he's okay to let me have the creative power that I crave. Number 2 is setting boundaries between work and family life. It can be easy to talk about work and think about work all the time. And it's fun too, because we love thinking of new ideas and how we're going to solve problems and what's the next product. And we're always thinking about it. But we've had to learn how to stop ourselves from working, first of all, like at night, to shut things down. And one thing that's helped lately is just knowing and saying to ourselves, I know I could get a million things done tonight and there's work to be done, but there's always work to be done. So let's just choose to stop this right now and wind down, watch a show, spend some time together at 9:30 p.m., shut off the phones and laptops, and just focus on winding down, knowing that we'll have time to work tomorrow or the next day. And we're very scheduled out in that I work every Tuesday, Thursday for certain hours, and he works every Monday, Wednesday, and then we both work together every Friday for a portion of the day. So we know when our next work day is coming, and we try and protect those hours for work. But then when we get home, or when we are home for the day while the other spouse is working, we are with our kids. And that's one thing I've really loved about this setup, is that I can let go and I can be more present with my kids, because I know when my next scheduled block of time is for work, which is not something I've always had as a mom.
I think it just takes practice. I mean, how many times have we gone upstairs to our bedroom, which is a physical barrier for us to say leave work downstairs, and we say something like, I know I wasn't going to talk about work, but but it's fine. Like, and we realize it's usually fine, and we try to keep it light and fun. But yeah, it's practice, and we're still figuring it out. We probably always will.
But that's helped to communicate and set specific boundaries and try to keep to those. Also on date nights, to try and keep work talk to a minimum. Spend some time at the beginning talking about it, and then forget it's even there. What company? I don't know what you're talking about. So, and that leads into number 3. Our last tip is to prioritize your marriage, because if you don't do that, then your marriage will become your business and you will lose that connection that you have because you're so hyper-focused on your business. And the same goes for like being hyper-focused on your kids instead of, each other.
I think it takes a little bit of extra work to make sure that I see you as my spouse and not just my coworker, right? And so that's
not just your coworker.
That's obvious. It's not just about, hey, did you get this and this done? It's not a checklist. It's like, how can I support you in your hopes and dreams? How can I help you through whatever you're going through?
How can we be romantic?
Right, and not talk about
Yeah.
spreadsheets, which is her favorite thing to do.
Oh my gosh,
spreadsheets. So
my eyes glaze over. We just wanted to end with a few things that have been really hard about running a business and a few things that have been really great about running a business together. What would you say has been
the hardest thing for me, I think, is just carrying the weight of the business all the time. Like, you don't get a break. You don't get a break on Saturday or Sunday. Not that you're working at that point, but it's just always there.
It's on your mind.
You don't get to turn it off.
I would agree. That's been the hardest thing. And people told us that. They're like, oh, it's very constant, and we're like, I know, we got this. And we do got this. And I'm so happy we're doing it. And I feel like we're cut out for it. But at the same time, that side of it has been more intense than I expected. We're still in infancy as a company. So we're in those early stages where we're kind of in the weeds, but it's really exciting too. And we've had great success, but we still have a ways to go. And we're just working really hard. And we're also, trying to keep our family and marriage happy and pursue other interests as well. So it's just a lot. But the best thing is the freedom, and I know it's cliche because that's what everyone says, but I love that we get to call our own shots. I love that we get to spend a lot of time together as a family. This is so great for our kids that they get their dad around and their mom around equally. That's been really cool. And I love working. We go out of the home. We have an office space where we go work. And it's so fun for me because I love being around that energy of people working and a lot of other entrepreneurs. So that's been really fun for me. But yeah, just the freedom of doing that, but then also having meaningful work. There's so much purpose that we feel behind this company. Our goal is to strengthen families and connect people to themselves and to each other through journaling. I've journaled my entire life, and I just want to share it with as many people as possible because there are so many benefits, proven benefits, that can help us both physically and mentally and emotionally when you journal. And I just want to spread that tool to the world. So that's been the most fulfilling to me.
I love being around my kids. I love the fact that we get to wake up with them and play with them and be there when they get home from school. Not everybody gets to do that, I understand. But Yeah, there's nothing like it. It's awesome. I think it's great for the kids while they're young, while they still want to be around us. So.
Thanks for listening.